nice sleep. You know what I could do? My little forest outside my garden. I've got everything here. What I could use though is a nice refreshing dip in the pool. So if I just open my front door, there we are. Just close that back up again. Cowabunga! That's better. Yes, I know, sheep. That was quite an awesome jump, wasn't it? So, do you want to see how to build that? Well, let me just step into my time machine from Legit Time Machines Limited, and I will show you how to build such a thing for yourself. First of all though, it helps if you can walk through these doors. And here we go. Okay, and here we are in the future. Welcome to the future, a world where we have to punch down doors. Apparently this sheep survived time travel. Luckily in the future we can destroy sheep with the power of our minds. Like so. Can't have a sheep wandering around my studio. Anyway, here it is. Welcome to the future. Say goodbye to the piston door and hello to the new and improved command block door. So here's how it works. As you saw just a moment ago, you can close the door and it will do so in less than a second. Open the door, do so in the same amount of time. You can open and close it from either side and it works flawlessly every time. So I've just put a line here to tell you not to stand there because that's where the door spawns. Probably not a good idea to spawn a load of iron blocks on yourself, although it doesn't have to be iron blocks. I'll get to that in a minute. So the command block door has a number of advantages over the piston door. First of all though, I'd like to obviously point out the elephant in the room, and it's hiding behind this thing because an elephant could hide behind it. It's huge, but don't worry, I've divided it into sections, as you can see. Not for the purposes of the video, this is how it always looks. This bit is the command, this bit is the control section, this bit is the generator section, and if we just check, yes, this is the creative side and this is the destructive side. So that would be the control creative, control destructive, generator destructive, generator creative, and the generator is the biggest part, as you can see here, but that doesn't have to be anywhere near the control circuit. In fact, you can have it anywhere on the map you like. Just copy and paste it wherever you like, and as long as you tell the control circuit where the generator is and you tell the generator where to place the door, it will still work fine. So this is the redstone behind it. When you close the door, it will send some signals through here. It's just when you close or open the door on one side, it has to send a signal to the control circuit on the other side, and then the control circuit, what this does is tells the generator when to generate a door, and then the generator does all the hard work, and this is all the command blocks for spawning the door. As you can see, 42 is the block ID for iron, and it tells it to set block at 1 in this direction and then 15 up in the air, and then 42 which tells it to spawn iron, and this tells it to spawn air, which basically deletes the iron block. So that's how you close and open the door. So it's not as big as you'd first think. You really only need the control circuit wherever you're going to put the door. So one of the main advantages, I'm sure you've noticed, is that you can create much larger doors than were previously possible with a piston door. In fact, you can make it as big as you like. This one is 7 vertically by 12 horizontally, but you can make it as big as you like because it is actually tileable vertically and horizontally, which means that you can just copy the design, make it a few blocks taller, make it a few blocks wider, as wide or as tall as you feel like, and then just put the generator off site somewhere so that the control circuit will tell it to make the door, then the generator will put the door wherever you tell it. So it's easily customizable, and you can make it smaller, you can make it larger. And another cool advantage is that if you come through here, you can tell it to generate a different kind of block. So if I were to tell it to generate 2, for example, then I could close the door again and it would regenerate the door, and there you see it's put a dirt block there instead of an iron block. You can tell it to generate whatever pattern you like, which means that you can have like your YouTube logo sitting here, maybe your lovely Minecraft face can be the door, and it's also auto repairing. And what I mean by that is that if you were to, I don't know, knock out some blocks, and then you've got holes in it, say someone's trying to break in and they blast TNT at it, well, with a piston door it would break the system, but with this you just tell it to close, in other words regenerate the door, and it will fix itself, and nothing's wrong with it. It just repaired itself. And you can open and close it from both sides, and it is just as fast. It's a lot faster than a piston door would be able to make this size of a door, obviously. So this is the different sections of the door. This is the little bits that you can tile as much as you like. This is the control section, which if I were to get a button such as this one right here and then activate this, you'll see that even this little one wide sliver of the door actually functions by itself, and there's that section of the door generated. So what it's doing is sending the signal down through here into this block, which that's a torch. It's telling it to put a torch down there, and then it sends the signal down here and it tells it to replace the torch with air. So it basically applies a redstone torch. This is wireless redstone, and you may have noticed that other people have been using this kind of technique as well, maybe with redstone blocks. I'm using torches because that allows me to create an automatic vertical carry of a redstone pulse up there. So yeah, basically you can tell it to place down whatever block you want, but if that happens to be a redstone block or a torch, then you've got wireless redstone, so it's much easier than it used to be. So it places down the torch underneath here, and then it will tell it to generate the blocks. And I have tried this using just this design for the sliver and copying and pasting that sideways, but because it needs to not interfere with the next one, I've created 2 designs. And you'll notice that when you put these 2 different designs together, the redstone, even though it's right next to each other, does not interact at all. So each sliver, as I keep calling them, is acting independently. So if you were to break one of them, then it wouldn't affect the other ones. So you could just go and repair like a single torch. So it's a lot easier to maintain as well, even though it does look huge. So that is the command block door. So I'm quite happy with this because it's basically the new and improved design for Minecraft 1.7, and I picture a lot of people using this because you just can't get a piston door to make a door this big as fast as this. It is faster, it is larger, bigger and better than ever before, like no one ever was. The official theme song of Dragon Ball Z. So there you go. That is it. That is the design. My name has been AstroGamerSteve. You have been watching this video, and I'll see you next time.